Cheers to a new trading day, retail trading team. I'm Mastro. It's Casual Friday, and the market is angry. And this is your routine briefing. So let us jump into it, see what's going on, which is a whole lot of chop, as seems to be the trend during RTH for sure, and definitely this week we've had that one nice trend move and then just kind of been chopping around since. So we'll jump right into the charts and see what is going on here. Okay, so the first chart I want to start with today is going to be the weekly chart to see where we stand, as we always do here. And we're kind of in the same spot in that general state of imbalance. We had that very extreme 50-point sell-off or whatever it is that we had this week, yet we really haven't gone too far anywhere. We're still in imbalance. We have not even come close to testing the top of that value, which is 435. And so, not much to say. Still in a bull trend. So, that's what we got going on the weekly. Moving into the daily here. Yesterday, we did put in that tentative swing low. Let me make this a little bigger. And we're just kind of chopping around now, trying to substantiate that. So if you recall from yesterday, and if anybody who looked at the newsletter yesterday, you'll see that I talked about that relative volume in the Wednesday candle, pretty significant. So it's going to be, I think, quite a battle navigating through that candle. So just to give levels on that, you can see that in the warm-up document, which I'll show in a second here. Just to talk about kind of the top of that is going to be at about 453.50, so that's going to be a really key level to get through if the bulls want to sustain trend. It's Friday. They like to trend. We've tested this area a lot, so we'll see if it happens. I talk about in the newsletter today, retailtrading.com. If you are not already a subscriber, the lowest probability worst trade today is any type of breakout trade, I feel, and it's looking right now that's kind of what they're going to give us. So I have not had an official trade. I've done a few cute little scalps since Tuesday, but I haven't had an official trade since Tuesday. And the only reason I even got a trade on Tuesday, or at least that really nice trade, was because of the participation in that overnight session. It's been about 3 weeks now, potentially going on a month, that pretty much all the decent opportunities are during that overnight session. So something to hopefully changes today. Yeah, again, it's not looking like it. We are rallying right out of the gate here and running right into supply. So before I leave this daily chart and check out the low probability chop that we have to deal with today, just to kind of talk about the main level. So that green dotted line was the downside magnet. It seems, especially given what's going on in volatility as we speak, volatility is just getting absolutely crushed. It seems that that is not going to be in the cards, at least for a little bit. So that 443 green dotted line downside magnet is currently an important support level. If we ever do get there, we'll probably get there at least by 2025, but definitely be watching what happens around there if we magically do go after it. But really, I'm looking for first this reclaim of 451.50, which we are trying to reclaim as we speak here. So acceptance above there likely leads to that 456 gap. You can see that on here it's that red dotted line. Let me move my chart here, make sure my face is not hiding it. So that green dotted line is going to be the magnet if we do accept above this 451.50 area. And then eventually, that's going to also lead to potential retest of that magenta dotted line above. So in terms of tradable opportunities today for me, I'm really not stoked about trading an acceptance of 451.50. As we jump into ES, you'll see why, just all the massive amount of supply there. So really, if there's a miracle here and we do have some type of sell, again, not looking like it, so I'm not expecting this at all. As I'm looking at my screen over here, VIX is literally plummeting, has lost that 1620 area. Remember how important that was, and we'll look at that in a second. Yeah, 457 low yesterday, 457.50 rather. A reclaim of that would be that perfect, beautiful nice little trade. Yet that's really far away. That's now very, very far outside the expected move, especially given what's going on with volatility. So I don't think we're going to get that. So if you want to get involved, it's going to be this acceptance of 451.50. Going to be playing for that trend and potential gap fill. Again, I will probably hop on board just because I haven't had a trade since Tuesday, and I really want to get a trade, especially with this huge decline in vol. It seems that we are going to have a bit of a move up today. So again, low probability. Be no surprise whatsoever if they get whacked. And again, we're going to look at ES here in just a second, and you will see why. So besides that, just look at my notes here. Yeah, I mean, I have here 445 top of that July breakout, which is at about 44.95 on the ES. Again, we're looking at ES in just a second. Yet again, we're not. It doesn't look like we're going to get that today. So it's really just about, do you want to take the potential breakout trade into supply, uh, relying on that elevator up mentality that we've had in 2023? And if you do, like I said, I will probably be with you. We just got to keep in mind there's a higher probability than normal. I'd say the chances of success in these trades is literally 50-50. Some would argue it's only 40-60, favoring the us being taking the trade on that 40% side. So again, it's probably going to be the only trade that we get today, unless you want to fade it. But it's looking like we're going to try to accept into this 451.50 area. So yeah, so let's go talk about if you want to see why my energy is not super excited about this trade. Let's look at that by jumping into the 4-hour chart. So you're seeing another outside bar here. Again, bulls are relentlessly buying the dip. So let me just go ahead and merge this TPO. We can actually talk about TPO. TPO is a good thing to look at here. So you do have that potential double distribution. Again, showing that support at about that 45.35-ish level. And really 45.30, that's where that LVN is there on that profile. So if we do get involved, really you need a very wide stop to, you don't need, you can do whatever you want, but a really wide stop I think is the only proper way to play it. So if that involves sizing down, sizing way down, I think that is the best thing to do as we squeeze higher here. So let's get rid of that TPO, look at the 4-hour chart. You can see just supply all the way up. So as I have been noting, and I'm going to keep noting, we have this elevator up mentality in 2023 where supply doesn't matter. So it's very possible we just hammer right through it. Yet if you just look at this chart, that does not look to me like the makings of a strong breakout move. So just be aware. I am not going to fade let me look at our structure chart here. Look at the 15-minute. Yeah, I'm not going to fade this move unless we get like a nice one of those reversal candles. So if you want to see what I mean by that, go on and check out the description of this video where you can find my resources. It's in that routine trading folder, routine day trading specifically. You can see the candles I'm looking for. So I will play a strong reversal candle from the upside here. Yet again, it's looking like we're accepting it. Very, very strong dip buying activity going on here. And currently the open, remember that's how we gauge sentiment, is an open test drive to the bull side. So be watching that low, which is going to be on ES at 45.35 until we get below there. Sentiment stays the same. So even here, even with a decent reversal candle above that 45.35, you do have that open test drive, and you're kind of fading bullish momentum. So just low probability trades abound. That's kind of been the story for quite a while now, for really most of the trades that outside of Globex for the past, like I said, 3 weeks to a month have been those lower probability trades. So just keep that in mind with your sizing and with your expectations. So that's what we got going on there. Let me just check my notes. I don't really think there's too much to talk about. As I was writing up everything today, I was kind of just like, okay, the worst thing that could happen today is we just have one of these squeezes or pseudo squeezes into supply, and that kind of leads to the least tradable environment. So again, we're testing the other side of this trend line, but what happens around these trend lines often is just a lot of chop. It's not like a strong reversal, especially once it's been tested. This area has been tested several times now, as you can see. It's just not really lending to a great short opportunity. And again, the open test drive is kind of affirming that, if you will. So that is really all I want to talk about in the tape. looks like we're just going to have a nice calm Twitch sesh. Let's look at volatility. Again, below 1620. These trend lines are now all going to be resistance. So pivot level is now irrelevant. So now we're just watching for 1620. So to mark that yellow, that is our pivot for today. That is going to be the level that the bears need to reclaim for anything fun to really start happening. So again, let me just review the most important levels. 1620 here on the VIX /VX, and really two levels here on the ES itself is going to be the ultimate pivot for today was 45.17. I'm going to go ahead and move this up, or I'm going to make this just a general support like so, color it green, and really pivot for today given the open so far. Like I said, open test drive is going to be 35 level here. So above 35, I think bulls have a very clear edge as we kind of pop into supply, and then if we can get a sell off below, again, especially combined with one of those reversal candles that I was talking about, which you can see in that routine day trading document, combined with that, maybe we do have a decent short opportunity, but not the highest of probabilities anywhere today. So we will see what happens, and hopefully we will get something unexpected, get a nice little trade, and go into the weekend with more than a single trade under our belts. So, or at least for me. So I hope everybody has had an excellent week, a more eventful week than I have here. Once again, all the really good trading has been during Globex, so we'll see if we don't get a surprise today. Be watching for that potential reversal again. 35 area here is going to be super important, and we will see what happens. Anything can happen. It is the lovely, that is the beauty of our lovely stock market, and we may just get something unexpected and a nice little opportunity out of the blue. And if we don't, well, it's good to be able to be trading. It's good to be alive, have nice, fresh, clean air, and whatever other affirmations one needs to tell oneself to keep a positive attitude. So that is going to be it for me. If you found any value in this video, which, you know, maybe a little less than normal, not too much to talk about today, but hey, if you found value in it, I still appreciate that like, that thumbs up. That does help the YouTube algorithm, and I'd also appreciate any engagement in the video or on Twitter. Seems to be, I'm not sure if these videos are not providing as much value as they once were, if they were providing value, but really the viewership has kind of fallen off. So let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about the newsletter. I am here to make it effective for everyone, not just myself. I do like it as a trade journal, but I'm a big believer in team sports, and I think that your feedback can be helpful in figuring out ways to make this more useful for all parties involved, including myself. So I appreciate any feedback as always, and as always, enjoy your weekends. Stay classy.